You know, this would be the point where there would be some fantastic transition music to welcome everybody in, because I'm good at this kind of thing. However, no. Why would I do that? Why would there be transition music? Hello, Internet. Sup Worlds. Good day to you, my fellow humanoids. How are we? Yeah, pretty much. I 100% agree. This is far too early in the day. Yep. And hello to you, Huzzle. How are we doing? Trumpet noises, trumpet sounds. Are we talking like a fanfare, or are we talking a sad trombone? What are we going for here today? What's the vibe? What is the feel, or the something or other that we're going for? Because if it's an air of productivity, we'll see. We'll give it a go, as seems to be the mantra that I've stolen from that there Joe Larson. I'm down for many things. Let's go. So, a recap. Yeah. Glorious movie opening trumpets, of course. I'm not going to do 20th century themes, because no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, a recap of what was achieved in last week's stream. Well, for a start, I did a stream. Thank you for everybody that turned up. It was terrifying, but you all made it tolerable. Tolerable? You made it great. Let's just put it that way. You made it actually fun to do. So, round 2, part 2, the continuation of building a BabyBelt. Building a BabyBelt Pro. Last week, we made it to the Y end stop section of the Y end stop. And it said on the guide, why stop? Because we said so. So that's where I ended the stream. But in getting to that point, I discovered that I didn't have sufficient Allen keys. I now have a new set of Allen keys. I got the belt actually installed. We got the rollers assembled. We got the mainboard installed. I did not find wires to extend that. I have also not found the limit switch, not the limit switch, the power switch. So that's either going to be on order, or I'm just not going to bother, because I personally am not fussed about having a rocker switch for on and off. It's not important to me. What's important to me is having the correct power supply that I can unplug really quickly. So that's where we got to. And part 2 of this build is seeing how far we can get. As usual, this is going to be around a 2-hour stream. I do have a hard stop today at 3 p.m. British summertime, or 4 p.m. European summertime, Central European summertime, or 9 a.m. East Coast of the States, because, you know, this is a breakfast stream if you're in America, or it's a lunchtime stream if you're in the UK or Europe. It's a dinner time stream, I guess, if you're in Australia, an evening meal stream. If you are in Australia, let me know, because that would be interesting to know where people come from. You don't have to tell me, but hey, feel free to do so. And if you are commenting, there's a button there that looks like a thumbs up. Yay. So let's carry on. I'm going to sit down, because sitting down. And there we go. Let's make sure that everything is on camera. In shot, I should say. Yep. I'm going to keep knocking the phone stand again. I need to move this phone stand that you can see here. I need to move that. Okay. Let's glue this. We're not using glue. It's an expression that I like to use. The bag of bits. Right. We are going to need the Y tensioner, which is in yellow. We don't need that tape anymore. We are going to need this piece here. And I assume we are going to need this nut thing. Thank you, Sunlu, for this yellow PLA. Once again. Haha. Alongside this, we are going to need an M3 by 20 and a what do you call it? A pulley, an idler pulley, an idler, not a pulley, which is not actually written down because hey, why would it be? You know, these are things that you learn as you spend time in this hobby, which some learn faster than others. I am not one of those. I am just that there numpty doing things for the fun of it because you all seem like fun and I want to hang out with you, and that's why I'm here. So one nut. Let's get this the right way around. I assume that I put a nut in it, a nut on it. Get things where the actual camera can see them. So if you had to give me marks, a rating for being a build guide, a personification of a build guide. So far, with what you've seen, how am I doing? I would give myself a relatively low score because that's how we roll as people. We question ourselves far, far, far too much. And of course, we are our own worst critics. That's annoying me. Get the twisty shaft back out because even though I've got new set of Allen keys, it seems to be jumping. There we go, that's better. That does rotate. There. And then we pop it into, I assume here, no. Interesting. So that's an M3 by 20, and yet it doesn't fit. Have I missed something? M3 by 20 screw. Have I put a non-M3 by 20 into that bag? Yeah, that says M3 by 20. So let's. Oh, because I've installed it too soon. I'm supposed to put it in and Doug, you dafty. Come on. One day. Yes, assemble it in situ is definitely correct. Oh, thank you. Yeah. For goodness sake. Let's try again. Flip. Yep. Da, 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 da. Put it back in place. There we go. I don't know if the nut's strictly necessary, but I want to put the nut on there. Doesn't actually say. Make sure the orientation matches the picture. What do you mean by that? Like, flip it over again. Let's trust Rob and Zura with this. 3 times. 3 times. I'm not complaining. It is amusing having to look past the camera. And that's why I'm like, but you know, I'll get used to it. Right. So we want this, whatever this is for, and we want the screw to be pointing down. There we go. Let's try again for the 3rd time. And we get the screw back again and put it back in again. There we go. Oh no. There. Now I've done it. 10 minutes for one part. Sure. That's great. Great speed there, Doug. Yep. Cool. Make sure the configuration of your tension holder and tension body are correct before. Well, what is this? The configuration of? That's just how I printed it, I guess. Hot end fan. So this is where things are fun, because I stole, liberated, acquired, procured words for taking. I have got the hot end assembly from the BabyBelt Pro XL prototype unit, courtesy of one Rob Mink, because hey, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? I was there shopping in his surplus bins for everything else. Why wouldn't I just take the carriage from the BabyBelt Pro XL, which I should probably clarify, the Pro XL of the BabyBelt Pro XL is not going to be a thing, because they found that it was being weird at the edges of the rollers, so it was lifting up, so they couldn't. It was just warping. It was warping the physical belts, from what I understand, and slipping. But hey, anyway. Back to the point I was making, I now need to disassemble this to reassemble it, one would assume, onto the correct sized rail, because this rail is too long. Let's just skip ahead a little bit. Do that. And then the Y gantry. This needs updating to say Canuck Creator. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm gonna have to do. Cool. Not a problem. Not a problem. So let's disassemble the Y gantry to rebuild the Y gantry onto a different sized rail, because I don't quite feel like attempting to transfer a carriage from one to another at NEMA, not NEMA, MGN7 scale. It just seems a bit too, like I'm going to lose all the balls. That just doesn't seem like a good idea. Oops, sorry, caught the camera. Yeah. Again, I need to move this assembly of mine so that I can actually see. But I can see. Where are we going to start here? I don't need to take this off necessarily. I do need to take the hot end off. And there's my box, my tray of bits. I have taken, not out of here. Let's go for this one. Don't lose your marbles, you might end up building tracks for them. Yes, that is entirely a possibility. I've been looking at Reliance 3D marble track, and it is beautiful. The 360 stream that he did is frankly amazing. Oh, I do need to take that off. But I don't want to take it off. Or do I have to take it? I do. No. Gosh darn it. Okay. Yeah, Reliance marble track is great. And for people that keep popping in and watching the stream, hello and welcome. I didn't do an introduction this time around because I'm daft. I'm Doug. This is DreamsVoid. This is me building a BabyBelt Pro. This is the second in the series so far. I am currently working on the Y gantry assembly. This is a self-sourced BabyBelt Pro kit, liberated from one Rob Mink of Princeps, who created the BabyBelt Pro in the first place. The fool invited me into his house, and I helped myself to his spare parts. And that's how we get here. A Brit attempting to build this thing and getting confused. Not confused. Being overly cautious, I would suppose, of breaking this because I don't want to break it. Oh no, the fan. The fan's attached. I really am having to dismantle this whole thing. Gosh darn. Oh well. I didn't want to dismantle the whole thing. But hey, there we go. You go there. Up here so I don't lose you. Then we get the carriage. Oh, I don't like this, Rob. But what can I do about it? I can find a pair of scissors in the box of box and open up this rail. The guide does say to lubricate. No. I don't have any. Feel free to tell me off and shout at me, but I don't currently have any. Let's see, it's H1.3. No. H1.5. Yes. the H2 back in the holder, put the 2.5 back into the holder, tidy up as you go along, and then you're not going to hate yourself as much. You know the, what am I going for here? You get those little precision screwdrivers that automatically unscrew things for you. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on those? Are they cheating? Are they actually any good? Because in a situation like this, these screws are rather long. So it would be quite nice if I just didn't have to do this bit. There we go. Carriage is off, don't lose the nut. Where did that nut come from? Oh, it's there. Oh, dropped it again. Okay. Put it in there. Put it there. And place it on. And then hope and pray to the Flying Spaghetti Monster or Cthulhu or whichever you wish to. There we go. Now I can spin it because it's actually held down now. Doop. And spin, 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 spin. I got one as a present and it's handy for those long line screws or if you do a lot. As long as you avoid high torque, they are helpful. Yeah, I guess so. Would you say it's worth acquiring one? Get rid of that original rail now. And would you have gone out of your way to go buy one of those said screwdrivers? Was it this way around? Yes, it was this way around. Because I'm at this point in time, I am now tempted to get one. Because, who buddy? 20, 30 millimeter long screws everywhere. Now, keep in mind, this iteration of the BabyBelt Pro has been modified since I got these parts. So now it's using MGN 9 rails instead of MGN 7s in places. So that issue is going bye-byes. Why is that spinning for so long? Oh, because the screw's not in there. Come on, Doug. Oh, not the screw, the nut. The nut's not in there. All right, try again. Put the nut in place. Get it the right way around. Question your sanity. Question which day of the week it is. It's Tuesday. Thank you for tuning in. I actually wouldn't buy one because I don't use it enough. I really should, but I forget about it too often. Fair enough. Ah, no, no, oh, come on. This is fiddly. Blimey. Right, there we go. It's in now. Actually got the nut in place. And second, welcome. I'm Doug. I'm building a BabyBelt. Thank you for tuning in. No, it's not lined up. Let's try again. This is fiddly. Oh, right. Now upside down it. Should not take this long to try and put. And then, right, there we go. Hold it, hold it. Maybe I should be, has that screw? Right, you know what? That one can wait a second. Let's put one of these back in. Let's go for this one, because I think it's this one. Yeah, it's probably this one. This is horrible. This module here, Rob, needs work. I'm guessing with the MGN9 carriage, it's a lot easier, but that's horrible. Oh my goodness. Like, this nut just does not want to be in the right place for me to screw it in. Am I there now? Yes, fine. Wow. Okay, that was that. Oh no, 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 no. Oh. I knew I should have put the zip ties on. Why didn't I put the zip ties on? How many have I lost? 3? I see 3. 3 isn't too bad. Why didn't I put the zip tie in place? Why didn't I put the zip tie on? All right. Okay. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this. Do I just put them back in and hope? I mean, they make a little clicky sound. Oh, man. Ah, no. Right, you don't seem to want to. Right, you're in. Sorry, focusing. Oh. Oh. Holy shindigs. Right. Zooming in a bit late now. It's not smooth. Oh. Okay. Okay, I don't like that. That's something that needs fixing right now. Let's get the bag of zip ties, because I do not want that to happen again. That happened way too easily. Those stoppers came out Far too easy. I don't like that. I don't want it to happen again. Sorry for the noise, but I am trying to now dig into the bag of zip ties. Okay. I should not have been able to knock those out. I should not have been able to get that. I just don't think I should have been able to have that happen. But hey, we've got it. That's just no. That's just all levels of no. This is where this zip tie doesn't actually fit. Okay, there we go. There's one. Loop it through. Zip tie numero 2. Yeah, you can the little bungs that you get in rails just popped out. And that was terrifying. So, zip ties. Oh. Okay. Okay. And breathe. 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 That was not enjoyable by any stretch. But now we've got the carriage back together, we can resume putting the carriage on the gantry. And as for which way around it goes, I would imagine this way, because I don't remember. Do you remember which way it went, Herzl? And what do you mean you've never dropped? You've never dropped a carriage and lost balls. What do you mean? Are you trying to say you're better than me? I'm kidding. Also, you never answered. What's for lunch? What are we having today? I have had for my lunch something I've not had for a long time. Pot noodle. It's been a long time since I had one. I figured I'd treat myself to some ultra processed instant noodles. Yeah, they are just somewhere else. I hope that I only dropped 4 out of it and I got them all back in. I'm not 100% sure. We will find out another day when it feels all kinds of horrible. There we go. Get that nut back in place. You've not had breakfast? Okay. In that case, what's for breakfast? Because this is a breakfast stream, a lunch stream, or an evening dinner stream. It's up to you what you want it to be. But it's a relatively good time, and if you are having your breakfast, let me know. This is where you told me that it's going to be some kind of bratwurst, which I still cannot believe just means fried sausage. I refuse that bratwurst is just fried sausage. There we go. That sucked. Every moment of that sucked. Oh, that was horrible. Every moment of this gantry was horrible. And hello to the new viewers who are joining. My name is Doug. The channel is DreamsVoid. This is a gantry for a BabyBelt Pro that was stolen out of the spare parts drawers of Rob Mink. You're joining me as I am attempting to go through the Y gantry at the moment, and you have just missed out on the rail leaving the carriage and some balls going all over the place. I say all over the place. They were relatively contained into a smaller area. It was not enjoyable. So we have skipped through here. We have now got the hot end on. I don't need to do any of this part because, as I said, this one was stolen from the BabyBelt Pro XL. So the wiring is in place because Rob's already done it for me. Thank you, Rob. Parts fan is done. Yep, that's in place. X gantry. Huzzah! Getting somewhere. So I guess I can put this to the side for the time being. I should probably clarify, the BabyBelt Pro, you can use either a Bamboo Labs style hot end. Clones are available that you can use, or you can use the E3D Revo hot end, but you would need to use the non-planar nozzles, are also known as the nipple nozzles, and we can go from there. You can use that in place, but you need something that is elongated enough to where when you are printing on the belt, it will not catch and give you a bit more range of motion and freedom. X gantry is, I believe, this. And I'll move the hot end assembly out of the way. Smooth idlers. Line up the smooth idlers with the indicated holes and secure in place with two M3 by 20 screws. Sure, let's do that. M3 by 20s. And apparently we just need two. So let's get two. 1, 2. And yes, it really is kind of tiny. We need the smooth idlers, which are, if you can see them, let me know. Can you see the smooth idlers? Oh, I don't need this one. Inadvertently have a spare rail. What is this? M8. No, no, no. Any clues? They're toothed, unless I just went all toothed. I don't remember. I might have done, because what's the point? Right, Rob, I'm going all toothed. I don't think there's any difference, so I'm just using toothed. Correct me if I'm wrong, Rob. I would love to know. But I don't know where I've put the smooth pulleys. Oh well, line up the smooth with the hole. Put the thing in the thing. Get an M3 by 20 and yes, the idlers are on my desk. I can see them. Oh, your idlers are on your desk. Yeah, but I meant the ones on my desk. Nope, wrong size bit. Of course. Why would it be the correct size bit? Is that screwing? One moment. Tool head on the back side or on the tool side? Tool head on the back side or the tool head side? Toothed side. Toothed on the back side or the tooth side? What? What? I don't know. I don't know. I've not read that far down the build guide yet. What am I doing wrong here? Oh, because I put the wrong ones back in the... I'm not allowed tools. Because I'm not putting them back in the right size gaps. 1.5. 1.5. 2.5. 2.5. There we go. This is... The bumblingness of myself is infuriating myself. I'm doing a great job. Oh well. Oh good, there isn't. I thought there was a nut hole, a nut pocket on the back. There isn't. Right, there we go. But it is funny to watch. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It is genuinely appreciated because, I mean, I want to make sure that I'm doing a good job for you all. That is why I'm here. Let's keep going. Get the idlers into the things. Right. Your gantry should now look like this. The yellow boxes indicate where the gantry will be attached to the pair of linear rails. Pair of linear rails? Am I using a pair or am I using a singular? Or is this a different version of the kit? What am I doing? Oh, this is the X. I was thinking it was the Y-axis. I was thinking it was the Y-axis, which did previously use two rails, so one on either side. But no, it's the X-axis. Doug, read the build guide. Read. Gosh darn it. Right, don't need you. Packaging I don't need. Get rid of that bit of packaging. There we go. Right, let's not make the same mistake again. Not use the correct model? No, I have used the correct model because alongside stealing the parts, I stole Rob's brain and had him run through which ones I would need to print. Because I know that I'm useless. Read before always is this. Yes, I know. Right. Let's just put this somewhere not on the last two. Because I don't know. I would know if I read which holes are going to be required, but we will figure this out. Because we're a team. You and me, we're a team, my fellow humanoids. Right, there's one. Rubber stop at the end. Move the carriage. Rubber stop at the end. Thread the zip tie. Don't worry, my design skills failed and I have thrown away 18 marble pieces. 18. That's a reasonable number. It's more than the number of bearings that fell out of this carriage earlier. What went wrong with those designs? 2 carriages. 1, 2. Here's what it should look like with the rails attached. Ah. Okay. So there are no pictures here. Sure. 240 grams. That's an inconvenient number. That is a quarter roll, give or take. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't need 9, only need 8. M2s. They live there. You don't bounce around. Oh, I didn't change the camera back. Now I did, I think. The build is going reasonable, I would like to say. I'm not 100% sure, but, you know, you learn as you go along. I'm currently up to the X gantry now. The Y adjuster tensioner thing I have done, and we are getting there. We are making progress today. I do unfortunately have a hard out, a hard exit cut-off time today due to prior commitments. I say prior commitments, due to unavoidable commitments. So I will be finishing at 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. depending on your time zone. 3 p.m. British Standard, British Summer Time, and that would be 4 p.m. for yourselves over there. Wow. That one is broken. This one. There we go. Yes, so there we go. Get off. M2s are so finicky. I do not like M2 screws. At all. So yes, we have got 1 more hour of the stream. If anybody has any questions, please do go ahead and let me know. If you want me to shut up, then again, let me know and I'll see what I can see how I can accommodate you. Wow, that is They like to bite. And there we are. Get off of my... Rude. Super rude. There we go. Right. Next. So enthralling. This is absolutely delightful. The gymnastics that I'm having to do to put this together. Fulan, I am building a BabyBelt Pro that is a 3D printer that prints infinitely along the Z-axis. So it's, well, let's do it this way. Let's switch and go to here. This is the original BabyBelt, created by Rob Mink of Printcepts. Compared to a normal bed, or a normal 3D printer, you've got this bed here. This bed does not want to move, but it just keeps going forever. So you could print on this small printer this one's the original one, which is 100 by 100 by 50 or 70. This one you could print an entire sword half, an entire sword, or you could have an infinitely long flexi dragon, or you could print. I'm trying to think of something. You could sequentially print lots and lots of the same model again and again and again, and the limiting factor would only be your filament. So that's where you would just have a filament swapping mechanism. What I am currently building is the newer version of this 3D printer, the BabyBelt Pro. It's available as a kit from West 3D via LDO Motors. They've built the kit so you can buy it in the United States, in the US, depending on where you're from. You might be able to get it. I should really put a link in the description. So yes, it is like a CR30, but it's compact, smaller. So you've got a print volume of 120 by, well, 100, because it uses the V0 bed, a Voron V0 bed, which is 120. So 120 by 120, I want to say by infinite. So yes, it's a CR30, but teeny tiny, open hardware design, available on GitHub and again through West 3D in the States. I believe Rob is working on getting a retailer within Europe. I hope he's working on a retailer within Europe. And welcome, by the way. Hello, how you doing? This is my second stream of attempting to build this printer. This is my second stream in general. My name's Doug. The channel is DreamsVoid. I am the person that you may have seen potentially if you've been to events like the Sanjay Mortimer Brett Festival that happens in Manchester, or has happened in Manchester, who's built 3D printed 3D printers out of a 3D printing specific construction toy called Printer Block. Yes. I'm sure you have questions. Please do feel free to ask, because, you know, I'm new to this, so you can probably think of things that I can't think to say. Right. back to it. Let's get back to the whole X carriage piece. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you for the question, by the way. Like, legitimately, thank you, because this is you've yeah, yeah. Thank you. Right, where was I? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? So do that bit. Oh wait, I've missed two screws. Yeah. And okay, come on, Doug, get your fine motor skills going. Maybe I should say the San Jim Ultimate Rep Rap Festival is a Rep Rap Festival that is put on by the San Jim Ultimate Foundation. The San Jim Ultimate Foundation are a charity that help guide neurodiverse youth and young adults in the fields of science, technology, and engineering, and along those lines. So they help people, and they are frankly fantastic. So they offer mentorships and guidance for people aged, I want to say, and I need to validate this, people aged between 14 and 25, I want to say. They will get you mentorship if you are autistic, ADHD, Asperger's style syndrome, things like that. Neurodiverse, as it's called these days. And they will get you the tools that you need. If that tool is a piece of software, they will help you get that. If that tool is a laptop because you don't have one that works for what you need to do, they will help you with that. So myself and Reliance in the chat, we were exhibiting at the San Jim Motor Rep Rap Festival in 2026. Reliance has his gigantic lamp and marble contraption. Full LED lamp, fantastic. Really bright and offensive. Looks great. I want to make one. Oh, these screws are horrific. Why? Wow. Wow. Yeah. So he has his lamps. I have my 3D printer. 3D printers made out of 3D printing specific construction toys, which have in part actually printed parts for other 3D printers. I put one of them into the SMF auction this year, and Reliance put one of his lamps into the raffle. This year, the foundation, San Jim Ultimate Foundation, managed to raise £113,000, which is absolutely fantastic. In 2024, they raised 96,000, so they outperformed themselves. And it's a great 2-day event. So has happened over the first weekend of March for the last two times. And again, it's in Manchester in the United Kingdom. And if they are running it again next year, which I certainly hope they are, I will be going back, and this BabyBelt, assuming it works, I gesture and let's do top down again. This BabyBelt that is hidden under my screwdriver kit, which you can't see because it's also hidden beneath the manual, will be going with me. So I will be taking this BabyBelt Pro with me and seeing how it goes, because this is it really. We'll see how it goes. Okay. Right, I need those pieces. Those pieces being these pieces here. And these pieces are called X-rail side mount A and X-rail side mount B. M2 by 8 and 4 M2 nuts. Do I have M2 by 8s? Yes. Do I have M2 nuts? No, that's M2.5. There's M2. So, again, Fulan, thank you for your question. And yes, Ryan, it was a total of 113,000. And it is frankly fantastic. At least that's the last number that they published. Published. Right. Do I have the M2 nuts to hand? I really should have the M2 nuts to hand because, hi, I'm Doug, I'm organised, this is me building a BabyBelt Pro. No, I don't have the M2 nuts to hand. Or do I? Yes, I do. There's the M2 nuts. Do I have M2 nuts in a Ziploc bag so that I don't need to open those ones? I sure hope I do. Do not mind me. I am just digging through this box. M2 nuts in a Ziploc bag so that I don't have to open this one. Huzzah! So I need 4 of those and 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that can go in there. Right. So it is that. So I need... Oh yeah, this is it. So the BabyBelt Pro can print at 45 and 30 degrees. This is the piece that I'm going to be modifying at a later date to add 25 degrees. So then I can do the infinitely long printer block. As for how I'm going to actually do that, I have no idea. Probably Tinkercad. Because hey, Tinkercad. Wait a minute, that looks different. That looks different to my piece. Did I miss something? X-rail side mount A, X-rail side mount. No. No, the picture has just changed since the last. Rob, you're killing me, dude. And then here is a spacer that holds the rails at the right distance. Right. Here we go. I'm going to guess this way. Does it look that way? Is it that way? Because I can't tell. That way. And that way. I mean, there is one way to find out, and that is just build it and get it wrong. Let's find out. Let's just find out. So let's go to here. This is finicky. But this is part of the fun. Oh, there's a screw holder. Screw holes. That makes life easier. Okay, I'm doing a top one first. Let's plonk the screw in there. Let's get it wrong and actually put it in the correct hole. There we go. Building a guide is hard. Yes, I agree. That's why I'm stealing somebody else's work. Rob's done all this hard work. Therefore, I don't need to do the hard work. Following a build guide, I would argue sometimes is harder than building a build guide. Especially in this audience. Following instructions is not our forte. It's not something we seem to be good at. Right, so there's number 2. Oh, it's 4 per side. Reading a guide is, yes. I agree. Reading a build guide is equally, if not potentially harder, than following a build guide in the first place, than making a build guide. So you need to make a build guide that is easy to read, but also not boring, has all the details that need to be in it, and at the same time, not bore people with too many words, which annoyingly IKEA have done well, because they don't seem to have words in theirs. I would also argue that the Lego group and their build guides are also quite spectacular. I've not looked at a Lego build guide lately. However, they are really quite good. Because they have no words and they've got key reference bricks. There is a open source piece of software called LeoCAD, which you can use to make your own Lego build guides, which is quite cool, to be fair. And because it's open source, I have there are some that I consider okay, but usually skip ahead. I usually know how stuff is built before I start. When you say stuff, do you mean, are we referencing IKEA still here, or Lego group style guides? Yes. So the LeoCAD, it's, as I say, it's an open source Lego kit modeling software. So you can build Lego models in three dimensions ahead of proceeding with actually buying the blocks, bricks. So you can tell I've been doing printer block for a while because I keep talking about blocks. But with it being open source, you can 3D model your own bricks, convert them to the LeoCAD file format, to then take those into LeoCAD and build with them in there, which means I am able to take printer block, convert the blocks into the LeoCAD data format, and then build with printer block within LeoCAD. So I have started on it, and as usual, haven't finished it. I can build a build guide for the printer block printers in LeoCAD software and then export a build guide in the Lego style, which is frankly fantastic, to be honest with you. Absolutely fantastic. And I have an image of it somewhere. So I want to search in my screenshots folder. One moment while I find it, please. It is great. It is a great piece of open source software. There's another one that I'm going to have to put into the comments. Nope, not that one, not that folder. This folder. Let me... Oh, no, I've done it again. That. That. Paste and go. And then turn it back on. There. There we go. So that is LeoCAD with printer block within it, and it's really rather fun. To be honest, it's the fact that I can take that piece of open source software and convert printer block to function within it, to then bring that back and make a build guide for a printer block kit in the Lego style, because when you export it, it gives you the full. You need this number of bricks at this number of time, and it gives you a step by step of that build guide. Yes, a little bit of effort, but it's usable. I don't know if that turned up, but that was, I want to say, a Chinook. One moment. Sorry about that. Very, very, very low-flying aircraft. Suspiciously low-flying. Can't go wrong. Right. Anyway, back to this. We've had our tangent. Let's get back to the X carriage and hope that we are building it the right way around. Oh, it's 4 per. Come on. Back to the build guide, bring the build guide back up and close that. My audio is still here, so we are good. So, how is everybody doing at this moment in time? We are 1 hour and 15 minutes into the stream so far. We've got approximately 45 minutes remaining. There are currently a few of you still here, which is really rather nice. Thank you, everybody, for sticking around so far. Yeah. Let's keep going. X carriage. I need M2 by 4 nuts. M2 nuts again, and 4 of them. There is a mosquito on my microphone stand. Thanks, mosquito. How hard will changing the toothed idler for a smooth one be later on? Yes, is probably the answer. I do not know. I do not want to know. And if I can ignore it entirely, I am going to keep ignoring it. My goodness me. Finicky, fiddly. There is 1. I honestly don't see why having a toothed pulley idler in the mix will be an issue. I really do feel like this is the wrong way around, but I'm, again, not 100% sure. Why would it be the wrong way around like this? Yeah, I don't foresee it being an issue because I used, on the big Printerbot printer, I used toothed pulleys on the Z-axis. On the Mini Core XY, I used smooth. Toothed, smooth, and I don't see why that would be a problem. Oh, this is the wrong way around. Oh, come on. Why? Why do I do this to myself? Oh well. I can switch it. That's not an issue. What? This is certainly something. Certainly something. Okay. Yeah, as I say, I don't foresee why there would be an issue with using toothed versus smooth in the X carriage. I genuinely don't think it makes any level of difference. Right. Is this the right way around? Is this the wrong way around? Because we've got our adjustment angle here, and I imagine it fixes something. You things go away. I imagine it fixes something here, and then you adjust it here. I mean, that's what I imagine to be the case. Yeah, makes sense. That makes sense. Let's keep going. Next part of the XY. Fusion. Ha! Attach the linear rail of the y-axis to the X gantry as shown using, two M2 by 8 screws and two M2 by M2 nuts. That means I need the hot end assembly back with all of its lovely gubbins. Let's put that there. That goes into here like so, and that goes up here like so. Yes, that makes sense. Read the guide for useful hints if it's actually written down. You're being sensible, Reliance. Stop it. Why are you being sensible? Everybody knows nobody's sensible. Being sensible is boring. All right, so I'm going to need 4 nuts in total. Why don't I just empty that bag into there? And then M2 by 8. 4 of these. And that goes away. And then we put the nuts in the pockets on the outside. We try and put the nuts in the pockets on the outside because we didn't actually validate if we printed things correctly. We have not. So let's just struggle for a brief moment. Nope, let's not actually successfully pull the nut in place. Oh, why is it so tedious? Somebody help me, please. Save me from myself. That'd be great. Reliance, save me from me. Right, is that not going to stay in place? I really hope it does. Ah. Right, there's one nut in place. Why? Why are you making me suffer? I don't want to suffer. I want something to be easy. Oh, no? Have I cross-threaded? Oh, I've cross-threaded it. Does anybody else close their eyes when they're focusing on something that they can't actually see properly? Does anybody else do that, or is it just me? Oh, the worst part is I need to do this on both sides. Right, there we go. Put the screw in. Get the Allen key onto, sorry, the hex driver onto the thing. Enjoyment, mate. It makes the pop. Why? You're being mean at this point. You're just being mean. It's not pop. Is my suffering really seasoning to the popcorn? Is it the tears? Do the tears add a nice saltiness to it for you? Oh, come on. The struggle makes it more fun for everybody else. Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. I know that I'm loved and appreciated by all. There's currently 5 of you watching right now, watching me suffer. I didn't realize that my suffering would bring you all this much entertainment. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Get in. There we go. Right, last one for this side. I've then got to do it on the other side. So this is just the top of the Y. This is the top of the Y carriage. It's great. I am technically double. Shush. Shush. Don't ruin it for me, Reliance. So, shush. If you have enjoyed this so far, please do let me know. There is a thing called the comments section below, and you know, apparently it works. I'm not 100% sure. There's one way to find out. You know, there's also apparently this thumbs up icon. Apparently, if you click that, strange things do occur. As for what those strange things are, no idea. No one's ever told me. But hey, feel free to follow the obligatory calls to action. Oh, and there's apparently reactions as well. Hey, hey. I saw a laughing face and some hearts. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm reaching over in this direction again for something that I don't currently need. But yes, I do. I need 2x8s. I need 4 more because it's actually 8 that I need. There we go. Right. Let's do another round of torturing Doug. I can see why Rob was questioning using heat set inserts for this part, but then that's another barrier to entry for people because then they need to have a insert press or at least have a soldering iron and the willingness to attempt to do heat set inserts when in reality you can do this and just pull the nuts into place as you need them if the tolerances are tight enough. Where it looks like in this instance the tolerances are not tight enough, so this nut is just going to fall out. It is a technique that I myself use because lazy. And why add barriers to entry for people? You want people to build your things, so why make it difficult for them? Remove. The more barriers that you remove, the easier that it is for your project to be accessed by people, and that way more people can build it and learn and do things that are fun. And that's what I like. I like people to have fun. I currently am torturing myself in making this, but I am in some ways having fun. And I'm sure you are all having fun too, because you've told me that you're enjoying laughing at me as I struggle. Come on. Ah, the nut fell out. Goodness sake. There we go. The nut is now back in place. There's one. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to catch you there, guys, folks. Nut number 2. Get it in the right place. Get the screw in. Thread it. And there we go. Delightful. At which point I'm going to need this, and this will go on this side, and this adds rigidity to the thing. Originally, it was using this design was originally using 2 rails on the Y axis, but to make life easier for everybody and to reduce the cost of the parts, it was removed because we don't need it. We don't need it. How I store all of this trivia about BabyBelt in my head, I have no idea, but I'm not complaining because BabyBelt and BabyBelt Pro are a project that I've followed for a long time. Clearly a nut job. Yes, yes I am. So we do this, we get it into place, and then we fasten it down. Make sure that that's lined up. And then we go for screw number 2 at the top of the Y. And just make sure everybody can actually see what it is I'm doing. Because I haven't accidentally switched to the top camera for a while. So that's in place. That's that side done. Now, does the guide actually tell me to put? Yes, it does. It does actually tell me to put the other half on. Ooh, version 3 of the magnet inserter is going to the printer, and 9 marble pieces for tonight's stream. Nice. If I can join your stream tonight, I will endeavour to actually do so, because my timings have been off for joining yours, and I do apologise for that, Reliance. So that goes here. And then we get the nut in place. Huzzah. And then we get number 2 into place. And then we get number 3 in place. Wow, I am chasing myself off camera, and I do apologize. Looks, I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment on the shape of this. And then the last one for the XY combo gantry. Oop. You go in. Go in. Go in. Go in. Yes, it is the perfect size. I agree, this is the perfect size. While I would love to have a crooked crow, I don't currently have the space for a crooked crow printer. I also arguably don't have the use case for a crooked crow, but at the same time, I would say I do for the automation of mass amounts of printer block, because I'm not obsessed. Okay. What is our next step? GT2 belts. The belt is already in place. The belt needs looping up top. Take the thing, poke the thing, as it's supposed to be poked. Pull the belt around and thread it back down. I'm just going to plonk it there for a moment. No point adding the tensioner, but it does say to add the tensioner, so I'm going to add the tensioner. The tensioning nut. There. Ah, install the Y motor into the gantry. Hello. Right, where are the NEMA 17 motors? The NEMA 17 motors are here. So now it's a case of find the pulleys. Have I put the pulleys somewhere I shouldn't have put them? Yes. Okay. I do apologise. I shall be back shortly. Hello. I return. Sorry about that. Okay. It is the pulleys for the y-axis that I now need to find. Have I done a silly? And assumed that I had them in a place that was sensible, because I've got the idlers. I have. I've gone and done it. I thought I had them to hand, but I don't. Or do I? That idler is far too big. Not idler, that pulley is far too big. Right. Here we go. So, you know I've got one box of doom. I have a secondary box of doom. This box of doom. Because, yeah. Hello, Rob. Welcome. Welcome. I'm at the point where I need the pulleys for the Y, and yes, I thought I'd ordered them. I don't see them in my box of bits. I also don't see them in my other box of bits. So I've got to go for the big box of doom. We are still going. That mosquito was right next to my ear. And the stream currently has about 15 minutes remaining. The hope is that I will find the Y pulleys in time to get them installed. But hey, we have got an entire assembly made. So we are getting there. We are certainly getting somewhere. This is a... I don't have a problem. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have a duck problem. Nope, not in here. Yes, Josh, it is indeed baby steps. So outside of the inventorying of the parts that I received over the weekend, I will also have to go through my own. Big Tree Tech Pie? Okay, there's another duck in there. This is a Eddie, a Wham Bam nozzle maintenance kit, which, to be fair, Josh, Josh, why do I have a box of stepper drivers? Another... This is ridiculous. Come on. I thought I had the pulleys. I have the pulleys in here somewhere. That doesn't have a bed probe in it. That's... I've got belt. DuPont jumpers. A... What? There's bloomin' volcano nozzle clones down here. Drivers for A4988s. Glue. Oh. Another extruder kit. What? Look. Look. There is another extruder kit. I think there's going to be a stream in the future where I go through this, because it mostly looks like a box of wires. Am I really going to have to end the stream because I can't find my pulleys? That is the lamest reason to end a stream. But I think it's going to happen because I am not seeing my pulleys. I thought I had them. I thought I bought them. I could have sworn that I had the right pulleys for this build, and this is the most infuriating thing that I've experienced for a while. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. It is it's a Doom box. There's no other way around it. A Doom box. So, in that case, this is yeah, I know. I know. There's not a lot I can do. I'm sorry, Reliance. We have made solid progress in this stream, though. I could steal them. I can steal them. The big printer block printer, I could steal the pulleys off of here. But at the same time, yeah. I would rather have this correct for it and for its intended use. So I think, yeah, that's probably going to happen. The moment I end the stream, I'm going to find it. So, in this case, I'd like to thank everybody for coming to the stream. This is part 2 of building the BabyBelt Pro. We had some minor incidents. We had the rail, the carriage come off the rail, so we successfully recovered it all and recovered all of the bearings that were inside that inside. We have built, for the most, the XY assembly for the printer. And I'm not commenting on the shape. We have achieved that, And we are now, if we just bring up the build guide onto here, and then transition it, we are now at the point in the build guide where we are adding the Y motors to the gantry. GT2 belts. Yeah, so we've got the belt in place for the Y. We need to add the Y axis in. So we are reasonable, I would say. So next week it will be a case of the X motor, Y motor, the bed, which I'm not running a heated bed on mine, and some wiring. Yeah, that seems reasonable for next week. Yeah. In which case, once again, thank you for coming to the stream. It's a bit of a shorter one today, but hey, that happens. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. If you have liked this, there somewhere is a like button. Feel free to click it if you so choose. I don't know what happens. You're going to have to tell me. And when you click it, and if you do click it and you do tell me, and you do want to tell me, somewhere down here again, or if you're on shorts for some reason, there's the commenty section here. You can click that and write what actually happens when you do click a like button. In the description, I will make sure that I put the link for the BabyBelt project, because hey, I forgot to do that last week. And in there, you'll also find, once I've updated it, a link to an affiliate link to 3D Jake, where you can buy stuff like filament if you want to, or parts for your own builds, because, you know, I'm probably going to have to buy some pulleys. So click that link, there it is an affiliate link, might get some kickback, might not, we'll see what happens. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Doug. Cheerio. Oh, end stream button. Nice. Bye.